May I request all the panelists to publish introduce? Panelists to audio and videos. That's stable, yeah. Right, so. Mr. Amit, can you switch on your videos? Hello everyone, welcome to Mojo for Industry Presents Digital Dialogue on a transformative initiative that promises to redefine the energy landscape of our country. That is PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, opportunities and challenges. I am Subjit Roy and I will be your host for today's session. We are thrilled to have you all with us as we delve into the intricacies of this groundbreaking scheme. So today's session is powered by EC India Energy's one-stop shop for solar solutions. The PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana aims to provide free solar electricity to households across India, bringing sustainable energy solutions to millions. This initiative is not just a step towards cleaner energy, but also being touted as a giant leap towards energy independence and economic empowerment. Today, we have an exceptional panel of experts who will guide us through the various opportunities this scheme presents and the challenges it may face. They bring a wealth of knowledge and experience from diverse fields, including renewable energy, policymaking, and sustainable development. Without further ado, let me introduce our distinguished panel today. So we are thrilled to join by Mr. Subramaniam Pulipaka, who is the CEO of National Solar Energy Federation of India, that is NSCFI. Welcome, Subramaniam, sir. Then we have Mr. Cecil Augustine, who is the National Head Sales and Marketing for Adani Solar, and Mr. Amit Arokar, who is the founder and managing director at EC India Energies, as well as Mr. Abhijit Sinha, who is the National Program Director, Ease of Doing Business, Project Director, National Highways for EV, President, Charge Point Operator Society of India. He is expected to join soon. So today's discussion will cover a broad spectrum of topics, including the potential benefits of the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana for households and the broader economy, challenges of implementing such an ambitious project, policy and regulatory frameworks needed to support this initiative. So we encourage you all delegates to participate actively by submitting your questions in the Q&A box. Our panelists will address as many as possible during the Q&A session at the end. I think Mr. Amit is facing some technical difficulties. Production, can we just check with him? Okay, he's facing some network issues. So to kick off our discussion, I would like to invite Mr. Subramaniam to share his opening remarks on the objectives of PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana and how it aims to provide free electricity using solar energy to households. Over to Mr. Subramaniam, sir.
Thank you very much for having me here. I think, like you rightly mentioned, the PM Surya Ghar scheme, Muft Bijli Yojana, is a step in the direction that aims at increasing our rooftop installations with a target of 10 million, which is 1 crore rooftops in next 2 to 3 years. Uh, to give you an idea, today in the world, the top three countries with the most roofs covered under solar with solar rooftop still put together, their sum is still less than 10 million today. So that is the scale with which we are going to install our rooftops in the country. Uh, they have been, I think, if you look at the scheme and the way that it has been designed, we have to understand two critical aspects. Today, solar energy, while India today is at 81.2 gigawatt of installed capacity, in the next 3 years, our large scale utility segment will witness another 70 to 80 gigawatt of installed capacity, getting us closer to our 2030 target of 280 to 300. Our rooftop target from the beginning was slightly lacking. By 2022, we had a target of 40 gigawatt out of 100 in rooftop. And now, through this scheme, the aim is to kickstart and sort of accelerate our installations on that front. The second aspect or the dimension with which we have to look at the new scheme is also uh, on the incentive that is given to consumers to switch to solar. The way now we have seen that compared to the first phase and second phase of rooftop scheme, that is RISTI, today the subsidy per kilowatt has been substantially increased. And there has been many surveys, including a couple of recent ones, which show that if at all there is to be a reduction in the rooftop segment in India, major chunk of it comes from 1 to 3 kilowatt. And by the virtue of installing solar, you are able to become a break even in 2 to 3 years, and you will get free power from that. So that is another dimension which is driving the scheme today. Like I said, today India is the fifth largest country in the world in terms of installed capacity. We are just trailing behind Germany. But in terms of solar generation, we are already number three. Only China and US are ahead of us. We have already surpassed Germany last year, and last month, on this month on 15th, we have surpassed Japan. And in terms of the gigawatt hours we produce, we are producing more solar today than 196 countries in the world. So that is the scale that which we are looking at. So overall, before I conclude my initial remarks, I think this scheme is one a step in right direction to ensure that our rooftop segment also kicks off. And second, it is also making each of our citizen and our consumers part of our fight against climate change. Because today our target in the interim is 2030, but we have a bigger target for 2070, which is net zero. For achieving net zero, we would require, one of the studies says we would require 5,600 gigawatt of solar. So this is like the foundation which will take us closer. Of course, we will achieve our 2030 target. We are very optimistic about it, but also closer to our net zero targets. I will pause here and I'm handing it back to you. Subhajit.
Wonderful, so wonderful, and that's the wonderful way to set the tone of the session. And a payback period of 2 to 3 years is huge for end users at the end of the day. So I would request Mr. Cecil Augustine to just start with his opening remark on the opportunities or rather objectives of PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana and how it aims to provide electricity using solar energy to households. Cecil, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Subhajit. And continuing with Subramaniam ji, what he has pointed out. Now, finally, India is going to win in the real sunshine. We have been sort of struggling to really gain momentum due to various factors. Finally, we have a scheme or we have an initiative which will take us to a leap jump in terms of overall addition in the rooftop segment that was lagging for some time. Now, the opportunity which we calculate is almost 30 gigawatt because you are talking about 1 crore houses, and if you average 3 kilowatt also, it's coming around 30 gigawatt of opportunity. So, from a 3 gigawatt till cumulative in rooftop residential, going to 30 gigawatt in a single scheme is something like phenomenal. So, that not only gives a huge jump in terms of overall activities in the country in terms of solarization of residential rooftops and moving to completely to the green energy. But also on the other side, the economic perspective. This can give around employability to around 17 lakhs people in the country. That is something amazing, which a country at this juncture is giving a single opportunity to the level of 17 lakhs. So that is another big highlight to be mentioned here. Now, yes, there are the scheme envisaged with a lot of enthusiasm. In this discussion, we'll also discuss the challenges which as an organization or as an implementer, we are not directly implementing though, but through our channel partners and integrators we are facing. But once those glitches are cleared, what I'm thinking is that this is going to be an opportunity for all of us, and next 2 to 3 years easily, and India will see a surge in terms of overall solar activity every nook and corner of the country. The best part is that this particular scheme is targeting not only the tier one town, this is targeting the entire country holistically, villages, towns, irrespective of urban, suburban, it is going to cover, and that too with more focus to the residential segment. So overall, this is going to be a historic initiative, and hence we will also as a part of this entire journey will be also remembered, or will be also part of this entire noble initiative that we can also cherish for the years to come.
That's wonderfully said, sir, that it's going to be a kind of historic policy that's going to change the life of the entire citizens of this country. So thank you so much for that, sir. So before I come back to you with the employability of 17 lakhs, let me take the opening remarks from Mr. Amit. So Mr. Amit, how do you look at this PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana? Can you unmute yourself, Mr. Amit?
Yeah. So very good afternoon to everyone. This is really very ambitious program by Government of India, and I really congratulate all the stakeholders like MNRE, REC, SECI, NICE, everybody. That this initiative, I remember the day when the meeting was there in the MNRE, and they asked us how we can penetrate the rooftops in the residential sector in rural areas. That time, I remember the Tarun Kapoor ji from the PMO was there, and we had given the three suggestions to them. The one suggestion that the system and the system should be very easy. Standard operating processes at DISCOM should be very easy. Second, then the financing from the PSUs or any financial institute should be easy. Like as you buy the motorcycle at home, it is very easy to buy motorcycle with the EMI basis. And thirdly, we suggested that it should be a abhiyan, it should be a mission in the country like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, with the name PM in front of it. And it was immediately implemented by those people, and I really appreciate their efforts. Currently, the various meetings at DISCOM ministry levels are going on, and continuous suggestion for the improvement. As sir said, there are challenges. We will talk about the challenge. There are a number of challenges because the target is huge. In last 7 years, we just achieved 6.94 lakhs residential homes. And now in next 3 years, we want to achieve 1 crore. So the target is very huge and very steep to climb. But definitely with the all efforts from all the stakeholders, from manufacturers, from industry, from policymakers, from installers, and from the people like you who are giving the education to the market, will play a definite and will play a good role in this PM Surya Ghar Yojana, and I'm sure we will achieve this target, not only this 1 crore. Basically, there are 26 crore homes in India as per the census happened in 2011. 2021, there was no census. So there are 26 crore homes in India. and just 1 crore is the initial stage. It's a pilot project, you may say.
Right.
The I was gone through some survey. We've been, as Subramaniam said, for 500 gigawatt, the 50% home will be solarized in future, in
Right.
next years. So market is huge, opportunity is huge, and it's a great initiative, a great kickoff by the ministry with this policy.
Right. So great, Mr. Amit, for terming this particular, PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana as not as another scheme, but it's a kind of mission for the entire country, and it's going to benefit more than 26 crore of households. We are thankfully joined by Mr. Avijit Sena. Avijit sir, can you just switch on your audio and video? Am I audible to you, sir? Avijit sir? Okay. Let me come back to him once he's through. So, Cecil sir, you were talking about the employability of 17 lakh people. So, do you have any kind of figures that what kind of jobs it's going to create? If you can just give us the sector-wise or other category-wise figures roughly. I know it's difficult.
Yes, Subhajit, I'm not only talking about the installation at the ground, I'm talking about the entire ecosystem required for this entire this thing. Now, if you're talking about 30 gigawatt opportunity in the DCR, domestic content requirement, the cell has to be made in India. And for that, we need a complete gamut of manufacturing in the country happening in terms of solar panel manufacturing, in terms of cell manufacturing, in terms of the accessories manufacturing. Now that is one segment, and now coming to the other logistics related opportunities like carrying and forwarding, stocking, warehousing. Then at the ground, of course, the installation like the so many vendors are employing the uh, executors at the ground for doing this job. So we have a calculation, but it is little lengthy and complicated. But again, most of the when we were comparing with others, we are also at the same page of this figure is around 16 to 17 lakhs job opportunities in the country. So this is not only the installation on roof we are taking as a count, the complete ecosystem required for this entire program, starting from manufacturing till the execution. That's what I mentioned this figure, this thing.
Right.
And also, yeah, thank you.
Right. So now you all understand the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Its presents numerous opportunities, as our panelists were talking about, that can drive economic growth. One, environmental sustainability, as Mr. Subramanian was talking about, and social development, as everyone mentioned, like Mr. Amit, Cecil sir, as well as Subramanian ji. So to start with again on the talking about the opportunities areas. So Mr. Subramanian, being at the helm of India's leading renewable energy policy advocacy body, that is NACFI, how do you look at the opportunities for your industry in the context of economic growth? If you can, and if you can just tilt your screen towards you, sir, that will be great.
Yeah, sure. In fact, like Cecily was mentioning that on an average, if you take 3 kilowatt, 10 million households, the capacity, worst case scenario, the lowest capacity spectrum that we are aiming at through PM Surya is 30 gigawatt. It can be more, it can't be less, but it will be more than that. So 30 gigawatt of rooftop installations would warrant investments around 25 to 26 billion dollars. So that is the scale with which we are looking at it in terms of the economic activity. Like Cecily already mentioned, employment is anyhow there. It and rooftop schemes, like all our previous rooftop subsidy schemes, they warrant domestic content requirement (DCR). So you through this scheme, you are also giving thrust to the domestic content manufacturing, which is by and large today limited to modules. But slowly, because of the scheme, you are also able to see through PLI, through non-PLI investments, that cell and vertical integration also coming up. So that also will get added as an economic indicator or a contributor to the or a trigger that has caused because of the Surya Ghar scheme. Now, third aspect is on the employability, but going to a much more granular level. Uh, you must have seen on 18th of or on 15th of May, there was an article on Economic Times first page that the government plans to skill around 100,000 initial target of technicians. So the installers and the technician side of the ecosystem, who will by and large be employed in the sector, that's the training partners, the skill development ecosystem, those also will be sort of direct and indirect beneficiaries of the Surya Gas scheme. But again, we are ultimately, while I'm very happy to speak from the solar industry side, but if you look at the other side, consumers are saving on their electricity bill. They will be saving uh, to a large extent where it automatically be free for them to consume electricity. But also the distribution companies also have something to gain from the rooftop. Conventionally, while you are having a while distribution company procures power from conventional or even solar parks, you are feeling the power from a distance, which by the virtue of the grid and the evacuation infrastructure, there are losses. But because rooftop is because we are able to achieve rooftop at such a scale, even that also will help us reducing the discoms losses and also in fact contribute to uh, a better management of power. So now all the three dimensions, of course, one from the dedicated direct solar industry, the developers, the manufacturers, the installers. There we are seeing plenty opportunities for the economic potential. Like I said, 26 to 27 billion dollars. Second, on of course the allied sectors, including the training, the skill development, balance of systems, and all. And third, of course, on the consumers. All three sectors are here in for a good uh, what do you say impact because of the scheme. And one thing we should not forget is that the beauty of solar energy is it can be produced where energy is being consumed.
Well,
So we are able to achieve that ultimately, and we are going to decongest our grid, decongest our transmission infrastructure, and all this while ensuring our roofs are covered with solar. So this is a multiplier effect of rooftop. We should not just look at rooftop only giving or helping the solar sector, but because of rooftop, but because of the solar sector, the allied benefits and ecosystem is also developing. Again, like I said, today 30 gigawatt is a beginning step. Like Amitji mentioned, like our 2070 target is 5,000 gigawatt.
right,
He said 26 crore households are there.
right,
1 crore is less than 5% of it.
exactly,
Imagine 50% of it happens.
right.
That means rooftop itself, we can cross until 100 gigawatt, of course, provided more in tier 2, tier 3 cities than our tier 1 cities, which are having multi-storied buildings where rooftop might be a constraint. But tier 2, tier 3 cities, it's still a possibility.
Right. Point well taken, sir. That's the there abundance of opportunity. Of course, it's going to offer. I'll come back to you, sir. Cecil, say you were talking. No, Adani Solar is at the forefront, or we can say it's a kind of one of the premier companies when you talk about India's solar energy transition. And how do you see the new schemes impact for your industry as well as for the entire ecosystem, as Mr. Subramani was talking about? No, purely talking from an manufacturer point of view also.
So whatever we produce in the factory is purely DCR. We don't produce any non-DCR
Exactly.
panels in the factory. So whatever we are manufacturing, that is 100% will be suitable for this particular scheme, and it can be used for this PM Surya Ghar. We are not stopping here. We are moving to 10 gigawatt very soon. You'll very soon listen an announcement about the completion of that also. The opportunity is not only on lying with Adani, it is everybody is going to have an opportunity in this coming years, I would say, because even today also India's DCR production is less than 7 gigawatt, out of which we are doing 4 gigawatt. But if as we all know, this opportunity is 30 gigawatt. If you do an average if you look at this scheme, every year you have an opportunity of around 4 gigawatt in the country to do this installation. So you have one side you have a roadmap of around 3 4 years easily to cover this particular 30 gigawatt. Number one. Number two, other side you have an opportunity for so much Indian manufacturers to come up and put up their cell manufacturing, and that will also give a huge opportunity in the employment front and the Atmanirbhar Bharat India's realization. Anybody who can invest in cell technology will be a great opportunity in the coming years, and they don't need to run around outside the country for opportunities which the opportunities available in the country. And the scheme is designed in such a manner that I'm finding a lot of future and easiness in executing it. Only thing is that this initial glitches which we are seeing has to be resolved at the early, so that we can take it forward immediately. We initially we started with a lot of vigor and passion, but there is a lull which is happening. Maybe I'll discuss what is happening right now in the next phase of discussion. What is the challenge right now we are
Right.
facing?
Right.
Otherwise, if you would have taken up in the same level, I myself I have done around 50,000 houses of solarization in the last month, which you can see from the various media we have shared.
Exactly.
So that was the level we were targeting, but all on a sudden with a portal showing some issue, otherwise things would have been going in the same pace only. So
Right.
those kind of issues to be immediately addressed and rectified and move forward.
Yeah, in that, truly your team deserves a kind of huge applause. 50,000 households solarified within a month. It's a big step.
Yeah.
EC India Energies is a homegrown company, Mr. Amit, and is working towards increasing solar energy penetration in India. Very particularly, Mr. Subramanian was talking about penetration to rural India. So, Mr. Amit, what's your take on the new scheme's economic impacts for the end users?
Yes, definitely. We are the Maharashtra-based company now penetrating different states of country, and they all we are manufacturing from the day when we are manufacturing the DCR solar modules for this residential and as good as the solar pumping scheme. Uh, we have developed very good ecosystem. We have developed the supply chain management and ecosystem from manufacturer till end user. So the end user can go through that ecosystem. My channel partners can go through that ecosystem, and it's a mobile-based application. Everything is tracked through it, and it will be helpful for the all channel partners and installers, and also for the end users. With this all, we to penetrate into the tier 3, tier 4 cities in rural sector also. To create a job opportunity, basically, this is the thought process behind the CE company, and creating local employment, giving opportunities to people at their own town, home places. Using this PM Surya Ghar Yojana, we have developed the concept of Surya Mitra, and that Surya Mitra is the concept like the LIC, Life Insurance Corporation. The person can get login into the company, and even the students can log in into the company. They can earn, they can earn while learning, and they can earn their through this Surya Ghar Yojana, and they can give the reference to the company and get their benefits of earning while learning also. We are also focusing on women development, women empowerment through this Surya Ghar Yojana. As you know, there are the decision maker is male in this particular rooftop Yojana, rooftop installation at home, but the influencer is female because her electricity bill is going to be saved for the monthly expenses. So we are promoting women empowerment, and we are helping them to become the self-dependent Swawalambi, becoming the Surya Mitra of the company, and focusing on the Atmanirbhar Bharat also. As the Subramaniam said, I'd like to add the not only the training industries, also in the ecosystem, the banking industries, industries also going to be benefited through this PM Surya Ghar Yojana.
Right.
the loans will be disbursed and they will get the benefit of. And bankers are also keen to register various vendors, various installers on their portal to avail the loans for their customers.
Right.
As an EC, we are spreading our reach in throughout the country, and we are getting very good response with the IC solar panels and good reach in the rural sector in Maharashtra also.
Right. Few things that came out, from the discussions on the opportunities. It's like, it's going to create around 17 lakhs jobs. So there are opportunities for skilling. Then 60 crore house to be electrified with rooftop solar. 5,000 gigawatt by 2070. So I want to just understand from all of you, are we ready for this kind of shift? Cecil sir.
Subhajit ji, we need to gear up in terms of manufacturing of our ecosystem. See,
Exactly.
boss, the issue is that not only talking about a cell manufacturing perspective. Today, Subhajit ji, we should understand what are the hindrances in gearing up this scheme. The first hindrance, of course, I mentioned the portal part, like IRCTC. All on a sudden, there is a huge rush of applications went in, and it went for a total hold on the portal. Now the portal is getting revived. So that is one aspect you should immediately address and take it forward without much delays, because the registrations are going very slow. Number one. Number two, the other accessories and BOS required. For example, there is a huge scarcity of inverter in the country right now. The inverter is without inverter and all, there is no installation happening in the roof. So nobody has expected this kind of surge in the market. So either India has to plan more inverter manufacturing in the in-house, or there should be an arrangement wherein this situation to be addressed. So that is another, not only cell panel or cell manufacturing. Apart from that, this kind of accessories like inverter manufacturing, even the logistics part, we need to ship it to rural areas. This panel shipping to rural area, we never heard of.
Right.
See, when I remember 10 years back or 15 years back, when we started off, solar was almost like confined to big key accounts or few big players, and they were managing it well. So we were shipping it to any main locations in the country. There was a lot of facility to loading and unloading and thing. Today, you are shipping a very fragile item or an electronic item or a glass item with a glass content in that to a village where there is no facility for a hydraulic or a forklift
Right.
to load and unload. And if you do it manually, there is a chance of any damages and all. So that is another thing which we need to address. So there is complete ecosystem to be geared up for this entire scheme to be made effective, starting from cell to inverter to portal to logistics to complete this thing. So this is what I was mentioning as thing at the beginning.
Subramanian sir, are we ready to scale 17 lakh jobs? Like,
I mean, are we ready? Yes, of course we are ready. But the thing is that we see whenever we compare things, we should compare in context and relation. I fully agree with Cecil ji that we have come a long way, but still we are having challenges, and we have to uh, address this for a smoother implementation of the scheme. So our key impediments until now were that every state was having their own way of enforcing the regulation. Discoms were not cooperating, the process was too cumbersome, it was not streamlined, subsidy disbursal was very delayed. So now all those things have been sorted. So whatever initial bottlenecks we thought and we have experienced for the last 7 8 years are addressed today. That is a good beginning step. Of course, we'll be facing challenges at every step that we go through in the next 2 3 years, and I'm very optimistic that we will see through the end of it. But again, to answer your question in a different context, yes, we are ready because today we should look at the way our market is evolving. Utility scale is evolving quickly. We have increased our capacity from 3 to almost now 68 gigawatt in last 10 years. Now rooftop also is evolving and this gives boost to it. But for one job created in utility scale, 7 jobs are created in rooftop. So that scale is what we are talking about. So that's why when you say 1.7 million jobs will be created,
So, sir,
that
just
is fully
sorry,
legit.
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. So, do you expect a kind of academia participation in terms of giving a different curricular activity specialization on solar or rooftop solar or rather renewable as a subject?
Mm, I mean, that's a very interesting question and it's a very pertinent one today. Uh, Let me answer it on both sides. One, today on the rooftop segment, you need two kinds of employment opportunities that are there. One is, of course, the installers,
Right,
where the major focus and thrust is on the ITI, Surya Mitras, and training institutes and all. That is an ecosystem that has been, coming up very well. We have skill consumer green jobs that is doing a good job. They've already trained 50,000 people in the country already, or 65,000 last month total. So that is going on. The second side, which is on the planning, on the designing, on the engineering side, and if I take the liberty to extend it, I'll go even to the manufacturing and others. Those require engineers and skilled workers or employees who emerge from our engineering and other science sectors. So their curriculum change is inevitable. Today, some of the institutions are there which are doing a good job, but
right,
I think we need to have a much more broader and aggressive collaboration. And that brings me to the actual root cause of the problem. And it
right.
is not same for, I mean, it's not only our sector problem, it is a general sector problem in our country. Is that the industry academia, that link is either not existing or even if it exists just for a formality sake.
Right.
The more we are able to bridge that gap, then there will be more industry-led inputs given to the academia, and the
Exactly.
curriculum will take the feedback and change, and then the outcome of the students will be fed into the industry again.
Right. Why I asked that question because the moment AI became a big ball game, there are specializations started in that field. Almost all big engineering institutes they are giving specialization in AI as a subject. Even data science was a subject offered 5-10 years back, but not something in the renewable energy space because though it's a very huge role it's going to play for the economy as well as for the entire ecosystem. Mr. Amit, I just wanted to understand from you. You know come from Amravati and skill is of course a challenge there. How do you meet the skill requirement there? No,
Yeah, you said very rightly, the academics and the universities will play a vital role in this. So, BVO, Bachelor of Vocational, ITI, Diploma, Engineering, definitely there will be a subject, UGC and AICT, so All India Council for Technical Education is working on that. There will be a subject in solar energy. Even we are as an association, I play a vital role in association, and as association we are writing to primary and secondary education board also. I remember when I was in 12th class, basically I'm an mathematics and engineering background student. But when I was in 12th class, I was taught the bisection of frog.
exactly,
I don't know till today. I don't know till today why I learned that. Okay.
exactly,
But when you teach your students in primary and secondary, the boy or girl in the sixth or seventh class, that there is a sustainable energy, solar energy,
right,
which is freely available, which is impacting on social environment. When
right,
we give such kind of learnings to the students, then definitely they will adopt the solar energy. As you are giving the AI and data sciences training and education to the students, they are using smartphones so easily. They are
exactly,
so that's why the education should be there. Education industry will play vital role. I believe in that, and we are promoting, we are writing. Even Pune University had started the courses. IIT Mumbai also has started the courses for the solar energy. Various engineering college. Now, in very soon, AICT will come up with the circular. There will be compulsion of a subject on solar energy. Even there will be a engineering branch on solar energy. That will be upcoming future, and that will play a vital role in this particular growth. That is that when this will happen, PM Surya Ghar Yojana, we will find it very small because you will have huge number of skilled manpower with you. And solar is not only with the PM Surya Ghar Yojana, it is with the everything.
right,
That every we should use this solar energy, which is freely available abundantly. in the nature. So it is not only the ecosystem, it is not only the business, it is not only the integration, it is not only the manufacturing, it is all about the ecosystem, it is all about the environment also.
Right. So we all expect a kind of a green revolution in the education field also. I think all must be agree with that. Right. So I just understood that the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana promises significant benefits. Now I would like to understand from our panelists to outline the challenges that must be addressed to ensure its successful implementation and sustainability. Cecil sir already talked about the issue of inverters and the logistics. So what else for the
Yeah, so
manufacturing?
I did not complete this since
Exactly.
I started only. So I mentioned about the panel. See the accessories availability, logistics part, and
Right.
the portal issue. Another thing is that we still do not have a timeline for the approvals or the rejections of any applications. If you are applying for a rooftop on the portal, the best maybe Gujarat can be an exceptional case. Rest all the state, we don't find a right timeline within which you should get an approval for putting up a solar system. Number one. Then another is the inspection by the discoms. Whenever there is a synchronization with the grid required, of course the discom has to come and verify it at the site. So that also there is no timeline fixed in the country for various discoms, and these are again a few states are really doing well, few states are equally not doing it well. So that is again hindering the overall movement, because few states are really doing well. For example, Gujarat has been doing well, is doing well, and I'm sure it is going to continue well. And even Kerala, they are also doing well. But few now to some extent, UP also started picking up very well because a lot of reviews are happening. Directors of the discoms are physically available in reviews and all. But other states also equally catch up. Then only things will happen. So this is the support from the discoms from various states. I'm not mentioning the names of the states here. Few states are just not taking off at all. They are not in the map even today till now. And they are still talking about free Bijli and all. So that is not the right objective for this sort of India solar mission and all. We are talking about even free Bijli in few states, which is not the right strategy we should adopt. Instead of this is the right strategy, like this is a right strategy, right? This PM Surya Ghar sort of schemes are the right strategy we should adopt in getting our energy independence. So the discoms timelines, inspections, then this kind of support from the discoms. Then another thing which I would mention here is that the quality and the safety parameters of the vendors. Since you are going for a massive surge in terms of installations, we should also ensure the quality and the safety is taken care of in the power plant. It's not just for the sake of doing something. We put up a solar power plant on a roof, and the customer gets serious issues after 1 week or 2 weeks or 2 3 months. Then nobody to address that. So this again will give a bad image on the entire program. So every vendor should ensure that they should do a decent job in installation in terms of quality of work. That is another thing which I foresee to be addressed in the journey. Yeah.
Right. So we are privileged to join by Mr. Avijit Sinaji. Welcome, sir. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Subhajit. Welcome, and extremely sorry for not being on time.
No
I'm
worries.
a little late. Yeah.
We were discussing about the challenges for implementation of PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So we'd like to understand from you. So we always talk about high initial cost of solar panel installation as well as securing fund and subsidies for widespread adoption can be potential challenge. So what's your take on this particular aspect, if you can tell us?
See, anything which is more feasible from the climate side or which is making sustainable today, if you look at the variations of adoption alternatives available, majority of them they are capital intensive. As of now, if we had one option which is not capital intensive in terms of installation and in the first beginning deployment, the world would have gone behind it. But since all of them, you look at hydrogen, you look at electric mobility, you look at micro nuclear grid, you look at solar. So solar, if I would say in today's terms, has been over a period of time, it has spent a good time of the curve of solar is bigger than any other technology in terms of bringing renewable. Wind is something which has existed for a long time, but yet it is not very popularly, adopted, and it is not on a large scale availability. It is on the high quantum availability, but not adopted on the lower side of the segment. Solar is something which has the largest curve of development. India has missed one of the bus, one of the opportunity of becoming a solar manufacturing country, and that happened due to lack of clarity in the previous government. If you will see 10 years back, before 2014, you will not see a conversation in India about manufacturing of solar plants.
Right.
You will see EPC work, you will see people who are working and doing installation and doing a lot of things. But you will definitely not see that the focus was driven to manufacture a solar panel, a good one, not an average one, which is in a low area density can produce a good amount of energy in India. But when we started doing this conversation 2014 onwards, we started focusing India not to become an importer of panel and doing the adjustment and the installation part. Majority of the companies were in the same term. Over a period of time since 2014 to 2024, if you will look at this tenure, it has a zest of understanding and zest of making things possible the way it has to deliver. And I'm agreed with majority of speakers who have spoken before me that we have not reached to the final delivery as of now. We could only do a basic manufacturing mock-up to create and build companies who can manufacture good solar plants here. And second, we can do couple of policy driven initiatives, couple of work which are required for policies to tilt the entire decision making process, bringing private capital, government capital together to take large projects. Now large projects are not only large corporates or large solar power plants, large projects who have large number of goals. So now if you will look the third term of the government, in this term, majority of the numbers which are coming up, a majority of the aspirations from the government and private side is coming from the availability of technology, product and solution in India. Second, it is coming from the policy which was required for financing them to upholding them in a way that we can leap forward. And if you leap forward, then you have to make it a mission. You cannot just make it a one simple department of government which is doing at their own. Each and every individual, each and every household, each and every MSME, each large corporate, each building has to now look for the alternative to at least reduce their significant amount of energy intake from solar.
Understood.
If not solar, if somebody has more money, if somebody has more just to do experiments, they can do experiments. So in this coming time, you can see that not only on the large corporate side or large buildings or large institutions, you will also see MSME. And moreover, what you are discussing today is people will get attached to it, attached to that mission.
Yeah.
Every individual will have to have an ease of doing solar. So ease of doing solar would not be possible until and unless you have a very, augmented, a very well-designed, well-oiled machinery to cater to, somebody who is just raising their hand and saying, okay, I want to convert to solar. Who is going to give me money? Who is going to do the installation? Who is going to do the assessment? These all need to be kept ready.
Right.
And if they all are ready, then people and more people will join the initiative.
Wonderful, sir. So, can you just tilt the screen towards you? I have a question for you. Yeah. Mr. Avijit was talking about the large projects, no? But when you talk about the challenges, integrating solar energy into the existing grid infrastructure is being considered as a potential challenge. So what's your take? Could you share your thoughts on that as well?
I mean, it was a challenge. It is no longer a challenge anymore, at least on the large scale side. And I
Really?
agree with Abhijit ji that before 2014 there was not that much emphasis on the policy side.
Right.
That was giving more focus on the renewable sector, and undoubtedly, last 10 years have been one of the best years. But I will tell you why the problem of grid integration no longer exists. Not because we have changed the technology, not because we have changed the grid, but we have changed the way we look at solar. Today, in the utility scale, 60 to 70% of the tenders that are going on are not solar tenders. They are called FDRE, which is Firm Dispatchable Renewable Energy,
Right.
where the bids are happening in such a way that you, as a developer, have to meet a demand curve and offer reliable supply round the clock, meeting the peak requirements and off peak requirements. You are free to install any renewable generation technology. You are free to install any storage, battery storage, pump storage, but you have to give round the clock power. So
Wonderful.
now the intermittency part of solar, which was one of the main challenges for adapting solar or accepting solar by the discoms, has turned into an opportunity where today in India today there is no difference between any generation source and solar because we are in a position to offer both. Prices also today in the last 1 year of these tariffs have been on a downward trend,
Right.
and you know PLI in battery is also there. ACC, now there's another PLI coming up on storage. This will
Exactly.
bring our storage costs further more down. And what we are doing as a country is not relying on only one storage technology. Battery storage is very costly,
Right.
and we don't have, at least today, we don't have a lot of raw materials and the supply chain that is there in our country.
Right.
That's why we are also looking at alternate cell chemistry for which PLI is already there, and also pump storage, which is indigenous, and we have fair amount of experience on our hydropower generation already. We have almost 97 gigawatt of hydropower already in our country. And using that experience and leveraging that, building and integrating storage into the renewables is helping us drive the cost down, give more firm and dispatchable power, and reduce the complications of integrating solar into the grid. Another
Wonderful.
last point I want to mention here is that after we complete the Surya Ghar scheme in the phase one, I think it will be pertinent to also have the phase two where we look at integrating storage with rooftop homes. I'll tell you why. We have started our rooftop awareness campaign called Ghar Ke Upar Solar is Super on 2nd June 2022. Next week, we are completing 2 years. We have visited 22 tier 2 tier 3 cities. We have interacted with 3.5 million Indian citizens,
Exactly.
asking them what they think about solar, what is their challenge, and how they want to look at rooftop. Because awareness was a key. Today, awareness is no longer the key. Prime Minister talked about the scheme. Today, everyone in the country knows what rooftop is and what this is. But awareness was a challenge before. So the main outlier that as a reason we are getting out is that we always have the mentality of having a backup, power backup. Today, one in every three households in our countries in urban area has an inverter as a power backup. Now, solar grid connected in its form is not a backup source. But imagine grid connected solar with storage. You are addressing two problems with the same solution. So that in the phase two would be more pertinent, and not just that, not just for consumer behavior, for the grid. Like you said, integrating solar into the grid is a challenge. Integrating multiple units of solar sparsely spread around a country, discom, is also a considerable challenge. The moment you append that with storage, then yeah, like how Prime Minister through Kusum scheme made Annadata Urja Data, here also consumer will be consumer also, producer also. When the discom needs and when there's a demand, I can enable that from my storage the discom can take. And
Right.
when I need, I can take from the discom. So I think in the phase two, it will be pertinent to think about
Exactly. Mr. Amit, as far as my understanding is concerned, the success of PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana will depends on large extent on the penetration of this particular scheme in rural and remote areas. So, what sort of maintenance and service related challenges you foresee? If you can just tell us.
Okay, do you know about JGM, Jal Jeevan Mission, that the government has implemented Har Ghar Jal? 12 crores connections they implemented in this short span of time.
Right.
Just 1 crore homes that we want to install the solar system. So the challenge is that we should have the technicians at the local places so that
Exactly.
small issues, because this is a solar system, you see, and even the some light or some MCB shorts at your home, you don't go and repair it. You want some technician or electrician to come and do it at their own risk. So, as Cecil said, yes, even it is a megawatt level power plant or it is a kilowatt level power plant on your rooftop. It's just generating the power. So the quality of generation, quality of installation will and maintenance. So we found a number of installation are there, but the dust is there. So utilization of solar power is not there, and the awareness in the customer is not there. So what they think is the installer, those who have installed the solar system, will come and clean my panel. And just like they buy the vehicle, car from Tata, and Tata people come to their home and clean their vehicle. So it's such kind of awareness we need to give to the people. We need to make them, as they are becoming Swavlambi on generating the power, Atmanirbhar on generating the power. And as Subramaniam said also, that when there will be a battery system, they will be so much independent. Sometimes it may happen that in future there will be no requirement of the grid might be if the battery backup system or independent house with the power generator. So people should be aware about how to maintain their own solar system, just like in cleaning, maintenance, and all. Local level technician should be there to cater small issues like the lighting arrest, earthing, the tripping of inverter, voltage fluctuations. So many small issues are there. So there should be a technician, and the skill development of the technician at local level should be there, and that will definitely create a local employment also.
Right. So I think the challenges what you discussed, some of the points that I noted down from the presentations made by all these panelists. One was the adherence to timeline by most of the states. Then logistics was one of the issues. Then availability of components like inverters. Then capex attached to it, as Mr. Abhijit sir was talking about. Then the lack of awareness, as everyone agreed, and most importantly, that what needs to be done to develop the required 17 lakhs jobs. That is also one of those challenges what we are going to face. I think in the next 24 election, this particular aspect can be considered as an electoral manifesto of some political party. I expect that. So can we just take few of the questions? What is there? Dr. Rajesh Naskar, he has given lots of breakdown of the difficulties what he is facing in with WBSC DCL in the state of West Bengal. He's writing, he's commenting as most worst cases after that WBSC DCL taking meter rental charge also. So all after that, LA is mandatory item to execute solar project. Is it? So I don't. Let me just take one question of Dr. Rajesh Nasralli. Module and inverter companies should provide proper service within warranty period, and non-performing and underperforming module and inverters should be replaced free of cost by the manufacturer of module and inverter respectively. Other system components like DCDB and ACDB MCB warranty may be provided by the vendor as per. So means MCB warranty 3 months. So why does the system integrator provide a 5 years warranty? Could you address that, Mr. Amit, what he's asking?
Yeah, he is trying to say that the MCBs switch gears are giving the warranty of 2-3 years, and then the complete whole system warranty of 5 years.
How is it possible? Okay.
Spare parts issue. Yeah, we are talking even the net meters and generation meters are not giving the warranties for more than 3 to 4 years. There are only 1 year warranty generation meters are also there. So we write this issue with the for the balance of system with the MNRE. But this as this is the project, the components are at various levels. So sometimes when you buy a mobile, when you buy any other product, if some parts are having some years of warranty and some parts are having more warranty. It is the same issue that people are facing in the market, integrators are facing. This is the lack of awareness that they are having. One thing, they should aware the customer with the warranty parts, that inverters are with the 5 years warranty. System warranty, that doesn't mean the replacement of spare parts like switch gears. It includes inverters, it includes solar panels, which are having the even this in solar panels that there is a 25 or 30 years of performance warranty in
Right.
manufacturing warranty of 10 up to 12 years.
Point
So
again.
consider for the complete 25 years the warranty is there. So the awareness and understanding the policy of warranty should be there by the consumers and by the installers also.
Right. He's saying that please think about West Bengal solar policy. Is that the what Mr. Cecil was talking about? That there are states like policies which doesn't support large scale implementation. I think
No,
manufacturing was an issue there.
I am not trying to name any state here.
Understand, sir.
Let if I only thing what I can say is that if I'm doing 100 rupee business or 100 megawatt business, I'm just hypothetically, I'm not even doing 5% from the entire eastern states. It is not there is no potential there. There is a lot of policy related thing, lot of initiation from the government to be done. So that level of that is taking too long a time, and we are still. Again, we are getting an information that few states are declaring free states, free electricity and all. So these are all. I would say this is not the right decision we should take in doing India's solar mission or energy independence.
There's one question from Mr. Sanket Vyavare. I think Mr. Subramaniam as well as Abhijit sir can just take a look at that. He's saying that regarding ease of bank finance. So how can an installation vendor get onboarded on the PM Surya Ghar financing marketplace? Why are only big players are listed currently? Would you like to address that, sir? Subramaniam sir, then I'll come back to Abhijit sir.
I mean, I have to check why they are not doing. I'm not sure how that provision can be enabled. But I don't personally see that there is no provision that is preventing them from getting registered. But maybe some portal issues or something. But I'll have to check and get.
So Abhijit sir, do you consider that with ease of doing business, ease of doing solar, you need to do ease of doing finance for solar?
Yeah, I'll respond to it. I guess Amit has something to say, then I will come back.
Right.
Right now that portal registration, right, Jana Samartha and the banking portal registration is done by the banks. And now the circular or notification is given to the bankers. And now banks are initially talking or calling the vendors, those who are registered with MNRE vendor portal. The process is going on right now. And the local level, if you say in Amravati, there is a administrative office of State Bank of India. So they are doing now registration for all the integrators, those who are registered with MNRE. So gradually they will come up on the portal, on Jan Samartha portal, and the bank will definitely provide the loans to them, the customer through those vendors also.
Abhijit sir.
Yes, Subhajit, see, if you will see how government has decided to take solar in the next term, you will get answers of majority of question which your audience is asking.
Right.
One, there is a state-to-state solar policy, which proven to be overpowered by the state, and a lot of de-abbreviation in those policies makes it difficult to each and every individual who deserve to be served with finance, with technology, with kind of motivation he requires. It can be subsidy, it can be ease of finance, it can be anything. It would only be possible when we will make it a national mission. And to make it national mission, there is large ticket decisions. There are large ticket outlay for the financing those solar projects, even if it is PPP model, even if it is blended financing or climate financing, it is still required 20 to 30% pour in from the government side. Government has to be ready for doing it. And I think in last 2 tenure, what government has done a very good preparedness to do it. In next 125 days, what PM Modi has planned, that in next 125 days after taking oath, if he wins election, he will be able to roll out the main projects, the main intents of the manifesto. Usually, I am also into the campaign team of the Prime Minister's campaign into 2014, 19, and 2024. Usually, these commitments are taken as some of the issues which are not related to development. There are a lot of politicization happen into it. that this will happen in 2014. Somebody says Chai Wala will not be able to become Prime Minister. So there was a campaign, Chai Pe Charcha.
Right.
In 2019, somebody said, okay, there is a accountability issue, transparency issue, corruption issue in the government. So the campaign came Maybe Chokidar. So right now, if you will see the campaign of 2024, in the beginning, somebody says he does not have a family. So he do not understand the pain of a household.
Right.
That how a household woman is paying her electricity bill, how she is paying her gas bill, how she is paying various accounts and the benefits and the direct benefit transfer. So the campaign came up is like maybe Modi ka parivar. So everybody then started writing this. What we lost in this conversation of the politics is in 125 beginning days, there might be some announcement, there might be some rollouts which are development oriented also. It necessarily not to be, uniform civil code or something related to religion, something related to India, and all those discussions where people from different communities get difficult and they become uncomfortable. So if I see the preparation of what is happening today, it's decarbonization is number one. And in decarbonization, if you look at the solar mission is the most reliable mission today for giving an alternative to household, to people who are not accessing of finance right now, and also to organizations and small level organizations who are looking for an alternative. So in 125 days, the preparation which is going on, trust me, solar is going to get maximum out of it. And these rollouts will cover across states. So the main point is the pain area which you mentioned. A state has a difficulties of doing solar. We will have to resolve it by giving a comfortable ground to state to work on it, so that they do not feel uncomfortable to go, if we commit such a number of solar, we will have to pay something. So that net banding of the payment guarantee mechanism, or whether it is required to be doing it in the blended financing, whether it is bringing in private capital to invest into it, all these mechanisms are ready, they are under planning, and I'm sure in next 125 days, we'll be able to give a very strong boost to the solar sector.
Right. Fingers crossed, Mr. Vijit. Let's look for a greater and better tomorrow. So, but time is running out. Wish we could take more questions. So, thank you, panelists, for taking up those questions. So, before summing it up, can I ask all of you to share your one-liner statement on why PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana is going to be a game changer, starting with Abhijit, sir.
My one-liner is, it is an inclusive campaign. It is not a political campaign. It is a campaign of everybody's need. It's a campaign of India's need to become independent in solar energy.
Cecil, sir.
So India is going to get unplugged, and the real sunshine days are ahead for every one of us, inclusive of everyone. I mean, I mean to say everyone, not only for vendors or few this thing, for complete a gamut of beneficiaries in that. Yeah.
Wonderful, sir. Sun is shining bright. Subramaniam, sir.
Well, at the risk of repeating our rooftop awareness campaign slogan, the reason why I think the PM Surya Ghar will be successful is because everyone in the country will realize that Ghar ke upar solar is super, and they can save money from that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very well taken. Amit, sir. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, it's our tagline itself, EC India's tagline. It's going to be successful only because sun for everyone.
Right. Great. So thank you all for your active participation in today's digital dialogue on a transformative initiative that promises to redefine the energy landscape of our country. PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, opportunities and challenges powered by EC India Energies. I promise, seeing the overwhelming response, the kind of questions that we could not reply, almost 41 questions are there, those needs to be answered. Then many attendees who raised their hands. I promise you to come up with a part 2 of this particular topic with maybe with the same panel. It will be our privilege to host the same panel again. Within a few days, we'll plan it and come back to you again. So, and as usual, we will premiere an edited video of this entire session on our YouTube channel, Mojo for Industry Media. So please subscribe to the channel and you will soon get the notification. With that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for participating. We hope to see you again next time. Till then, take care and stay safe. Thank you, Cecil sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Subramaniam sir. Great
Yeah.
talking to you. Thanks, Amitji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Overstood by 9 minutes or so. See you, Cecil sir. See you again.
Yeah.